Hi, naked author Jason William Galbraith Stuart Bruce, greatest author of my generation. Just want to show you what I've been, how I was able to verify that I'm descended directly from Robert the Bruce, because there's only one line right now that's like that they have like verified from like the University of Strathclyde, and that's just through the Clackmannan line. And I just want to show you like what I was going through, like Dr. Bruce and Alasdair at the University of Strathclyde. They're very like dismissive, flippant, condescending to me and everything. And I've had to fight and prove, that I am a descendant of Robert the Bruce and one of the rarest ever. And so this is like Dr. Bruce was talking to me. He goes like, Jason, something else he said. Robert Bruce had only one son, and Dr. Bruce is like head of genealogy and a doctor. He knows that Robert the Bruce had more than one son. So he's lying to me right away. And he's like, and then David II, Robert the Bruce's legitimate son, had no sons. So there is nobody that can be descended from Robert the Bruce directly. That's what he's telling me, and that's a lie. Even the chief of Bruce, that's the Clackmannan chief, doesn't claim to be descended from him, but through his two daughters, he has billions of descendants, including the next king, his grandson, Robert II, who was a Stewart. So he's just lying to me and trying to just like, throw me off and confuse me. You can just like gaslight me, right? You can just type in, did Robert the Bruce have any illegitimate children? And it says, yeah. One confirmed illegitimate child is Robert Bruce, Lord of Liddesdale. Then there's another possible illegitimate child, Niall Bruce of Carrick. And there might be more with new DNA discoveries. What I just discovered, and I can prove, is that I'm a direct descendant of Robert the Bruce, and it's proven. Not just from these two new lines that I'm going to show you, but also from my Treese line that's also brand new, that ties into my whole Stuart dynasty. And this talks about the Treese line. I didn't know about this, that there was a Treese line and that they're descendant or related to Robert the Bruce, and confirms. Again, the Treese family is considered descendants of Robert the Bruce through the Stuart royal line, as Robert the Bruce, his daughter married Walter, and blah, blah, blah. Tracing lineage is that the extensive genealogy research links that Treese surname potentially trace their ancestry back to the Stuart line and connecting them to Robert the Bruce. That's exactly what I'm going to show you. I have. That's Robert the Bruce, and this is the line right here. This is all coming off this FG C78762 that you have to have. That's in your blockchain all the way to the very end, and then it branches off like the Clackmannan line. So this is the Clackmannan line. It's right here. This break Y37728 starts the Clackmannan line. I have directly to the Bruce right here, my own line right before the Clackmannan. That means I'm directly descended from Robert the Bruce through one of his sons directly to me. That is right before the break in the Clackmannan line. And then we can just take that snip, put it in here. So right now, that's the main break, that FGC 78762 that I just showed you. And this is new, that allowed me to put it all together so I can see it. And then you put in this new snippet, and that breaks down. There's 4,000 people that connected to him. You put that in, and from this line, there's only 120 of us, like on Family Tree DNA out of like 7 million people, 120. That's insane. And that shows you, this is again the Clackmannan line. That's my direct snippet to Robert the Bruce, my line before the Clackmannan line. And then I also discovered a new line, thanks to Alasdair putting me off and saying everything has to come from the Iberian Peninsula. So I started looking at my DNA, and then I found more Robert the Bruce and Treese lines, new ones, because now I know what I'm supposed to be looking for. So this is another one of my Robert the Bruce direct lines right here, this FT8048, right after the Clackmannan line. And again, I have my new one that's right before the Clackmannan line. So again, you go to this one. This is my new snip, Robert the Bruce descendant that I just found out. And this is the other new one because I didn't know where to look before, and now I do. So this is my other, this is right after the Clackmannan line. Again, only 120 of us known. So this is the Clackmannan line to Robert the Bruce. This is my own before the Clackmannan line that goes right to Robert the Bruce. And then this is mine right after the Clackmannan line, again to Robert the Bruce. And then the whole thing that I just found, I didn't know about the Treese. Did you? I didn't know that if you're a Treese and you're descended and go through the Stuarts dynasty, that you are also, it proves you're a descendant also of Robert the Bruce. I didn't know that. This Treese, you can type this in. Anybody can see this. And you can cut and paste all of my DNA and put it in the University of Strathclyde, AI, search Treese. It'll tell you the same thing. Treese family is considered descendants of Robert the Bruce through the Stuart royal line, which I have. All of that, all of my DNA is Bruce Stewart royalty, all the way down on my paternal Y-DNA. So then here, this is my Treese line that is before the Clackmannan line, and again proves I'm a direct descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. I have my Treese line before the Clackmannan line, my new line to Robert the Bruce before the Clackmannan line, and my other line right after the Clackmannan line. So I have two directly to Robert the Bruce, not through Treese, just to the Bruce. That are right before and right after the Clackmannan line. And then I have my absolute Treese and Stuart royalty, Robert II, all my Stuart Butte royalty. It's you can't dispute it. You can't dispute this DNA. You can cut and paste. I've published all of my DNA. Every genealogist everywhere can see it. So let's put in my Treese, right? Let's see how my Treese DNA shows up. Treese to Robert the Bruce, 120. And here is Treese. And now I know what to look for. I'm finding, more and more DNA, royalty, Bruce, everything that intertwines to Rollo, to the Bruce in Normandy, to all of my royalty Stuarts, to Alan Fitzflod. It's unbelievable what I have, and I've published it. Anybody can see this, and it talks about it all here. That Robert the Bruce does have more children, more sons than just David, and I'm descended from one of them, and it's before the Clackmannan line. I've proven it to you, and I have the Treese. I am many times over descended from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, directly from him. And the way, again, it proves it is that I have the DNA that we both share before Robert the Bruce. We share the same father, like Robert the Competitor, or from Normandy, or Rollo, or whoever you want to use, or not Rollo specifically, the Bruce family. And then to me, and then I have Robert II, his grandson, that is confirmed from the Marjorie Bruce. His mother is the daughter of Robert the Bruce. The only way for me to have that DNA is to be from Robert II, who came directly from his mother, who came from Robert the Bruce. So it's not a question of if I'm actually descended from Robert the Bruce, because it absolutely verifies it. That's exactly who I am. And I have my line before the Clackmannan line as well. So anyway, it's all verifiable, and that's that. So cheers.